Hello and welcome into the Piles of Paragraphs creative space. I'm Lori and today I am going to do a flip through of my most recent tea dunked journal. So welcome everybody. Hope you've had a good day. Hope you've had a chance to do something creative. I got a little carried away and got this all put together. So let me share with you what I did. Okay, last time we had the cover. Well, now we have the signature stitched in. A bit wonky. But I had this idea that I wanted to do them with the same sort of jute twine stuff that I did, that I sewed the cover together with. And then I thought, well, I don't know if that'll slip. So I went and used my usual wax thread, and then I went back over it with the other twine, the jute twine. And I don't know, I may come back with something finer and kind of do a little bit of wrapping to hold them together a little bit better. But it's rustic. The whole journal's rustic. It kind of works. So let me see if I can hopefully stay on screen here. So I got the signatures chosen, obviously, and sewn in. And it does lay mostly flat, and that's really what I was going for with this particular spine. So got the pages in, got some of my plain pages in. There's probably a few pages in here that you haven't seen, because when I did the flip through the pages the other day, I kept thinking I had some other pages. I had set them aside to finish drying and hadn't gathered them up before I did that video. So I think I've got a pretty good balance of really interesting backs and fronts together. Some of them are still quite plain, so it'll give me an opportunity to use some of the other things that I dyed in the process. Some of these bits. So I'll do some collaging. I'll probably add some one of the guest checks maybe. Oh, I do have this little guy. No, not probably. Anyway. Oh, sorry, making my light ring there. Okay, so I'll finish flipping through this and stop thinking about decorating. As you can see, my brain is really running a million miles a minute this morning. And this is the center, which is also a bit rough, but I think I'm going to maybe add some charms. If I don't, I'll come back and clip this off and maybe wrap that around a little bit better. But once again, it's all quite rustic, so it goes with the overall vibe of this journal. So as I go through and smooth down the pages, kind of press them down, it'll lay better. So this one I keep debating about tearing that off and using that space, but I guess that'll be decided when I decide how I want to decorate that page. So it did go together, it went together nicely. These book pages worked well. They're still a little tiny bit glossy, but not unless you really look, which is a good thing. And it's worked well with this. I love this page, and of course I love my dragonfly. There's another one. Yeah, I really do need to do some more just plain ones and see what I can come up with. And there's a larger space in here than what I really intended. So I don't know. I may put something in there, or I may not. The journal's full-ish without anything additional in there. And as I go through and add more collage and stuff, it will get fatter. But at least the fabric in the middle there is lovely to look at. So another one. These pages came out nicely. I like my butterfly here. Be interesting to do some work on this in this space there that didn't get much tea on it. Another one of those book pages. These thin pages even worked quite well. Plenty sturdy enough after the tea dye. This is one of the pages that wasn't in my flip through. And this is one that was making me think. I had put that heat sensitive tape. No, some kind of stuff that looks like old sellotape. But after I put it in the tea dunk egg became bright yellow. So I'll come back with some other things and cover that up. Bob Hope there. And this one had some of that tape on it, and I removed it in a couple places, and then I just covered a piece up here up. It really is like fluorescent yellow. I'm like, oh, it doesn't really go with the vibe. Oh, I didn't realize how nicely the bird printed on there. Must have been a inkjet bird, not my laser print bird. These guys, here's the tape still here. I don't like it. It's just too bright. And I don't know. Yeah, I could probably try to go over it with alcohol ink, but I think I might end up with a mess. So I'm sure I will pull those two pieces off and put something else in there as well. And let's look at this page. And here's this interesting lady with her rusty face. And here we are at the back of the journal. And I am really glad I used this fabric because you see a lot more of it than I thought you would, and I really like it. So, and of course this has no pages or pages. It has pages in it, of course. Lori doesn't have any pockets in it, so I will come back and probably put some pockets in. I usually put them on the front and back cover, but I don't really want to cover any of that up. So there we go. There's the flip through. I did work on a little cluster because this is just, it's so normal, it's bothering me. It's just so plain. So I think maybe I'm going to add that to the front. And I know that's not quite in the center, and that's okay because, you know, everything's a bit wonky here. So I'm still debating about that, though. Also debating about corners. I may come back and put corners on it, but overall, I think it turned out quite well. It really feels, these tea dunk journals always feel really good in the hand because they have a ton of texture and just, they really feel nice. So, well, there we go. That was a very, very short video. Well, let's see. Let's look at some of the other pieces and see if there's anything I can add since this is so quick. I don't really want to cover up my ghosty person there either. Let's see. We had a page that was very here. This one's very, very plain. And I don't think I want to put the bird there, but I do have guest checks, some stamps. This kind of go here. What do I want to put underneath it? A little bit of the book page that did get some good color on it. Let's see. This. I'll remove the margins. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to just take that whole piece off. I want that there. Well, that kind of works there. And what else do we have? I do have some cards. A couple of these tickets. No. Yes. Keep digging. You know, I do have some more of the, there we go. Can't tell the difference between the front edge and the back edge. The closed edge and the open edge when you're not speaking my language there. That's a really nice corner. Maybe I'm going to put this up there. I like this edge better, but nope. Let's see. Oh, that works. That works pretty well. What do you think? I did discover kind of a fun thing about the playing cards after I was tearing this one up. I was trying to distress the edges, and I discovered that you can peel the backing off, and then let's see, where'd my scissors go? Grab my scissors and see if I can still do this. I guess I should have done this before I took the cardboard off. Just kind of rough up the edges a little bit. So tearing and whatnot, so you don't have that really hard manufactured edge. Let's see. And this under here, over, no, under, I think. I like these elements. Okay. All right, we're going to glue this down. Let's start with this piece. So flip through and a small project. There we go. Okay. Well, I look forward to this project ever since last summer, and I was going to do another one in the meantime and never had time to do it. So I will likely say to you, I will do another one of these before next summer, but chances are good I won't have time. Ooh, that's too bad. This one does have a nice back on it. Oh, do I like one of these just as well? Oh, that one has an even better back on it. They all have really nice backs on them. Oh, maybe I shouldn't glue it down. Maybe I should I'm gonna glue this down. I think I'm gonna hinge it. I'm gonna hinge it in because I can't bear to lose the pretty back. So let's stick that there. Let's get her back. Yes. Now, where's all my washi tape? Up here behind my light. Sorry. Let's see. What do I have? That'll work. Everything else is very bright that I have in here. This is one of my favorite Tim Holtz. It'll completely cover up the card. Okay, so let's use this. Just to give it a little bit of a hinge on this side, and so I'll run it across the top of my glue stick to make it proper sticky. Okay, let's see. I don't want to cover up the... I'm going to have to cover part of that up, aren't I? Okay. Let's do that. Hold it for a second. Whoops. There goes the... Oh, I tell tell you. I got my book binding bag out this morning, and it's a Ziploc bag that I've used for several years. And as I was putting my stuff away, the whole bottom dropped out of it and everything went on the floor. I went downstairs to get myself a cup of coffee and my breakfast, and a plastic drinking cup, like the ones with the straws that I had sitting over on the counter. Decided to jump ship and fell on the floor, and with great harangue, and scared my poor cat Bunty, and so now the bone folder's jumping ship. So I tell you, gravity is extremely strong for me today. I don't know what is the deal with that. I think it might be time to sage my house. It's like strange things are going on. Okay. There. And we don't really lose those cheerful little flowers. You can still see the little bit of the playing card through there. When I have more stuff here, so I could do more collage there. It's over. Well, there we go. Well, that works pretty well. This is very plain. Yes, I'll have to put something else there, but there we go. Okay. All right, I've played long enough. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, and I sincerely hope you did, because I love this project, leave me a thumbs up, make a comment if you would. I would appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't. The little channel's kind of growing more slowly again, so I'd like to get it back on track. And I guess that's it. And so that's the end. Well, I guess if I do corners and whatnot, I'll come back at some point in the future and show you. But for now, that is all, and I will say bye-bye.